What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Legacy Edition settings, but before we actually get into that, I'm going to do this intro again because, well, I'm actually doing this in post because I wanted to let you guys know that the mic volume won't be as loud, I would suggest turning up your volumes because it will not be that loud at all. So if you really want to hear me, then I would suggest doing that. If you don't want to hear my ugly voice, then I would suggest not. But that's, as I say multiple times in this video, up to personal preference. So anyways, I hope you enjoy and see ya. Right off the bat, we're going to go to game options and turn off hints. They're just not all that useful. Audio, I usually turn the music down a little bit because it's always really loud at the beginning. I turn the sound around 80, but audio is more of a personal preference. Maybe you want more music and less sound. Graphics, this part doesn't really matter. It's also personal preference, but I put it on moody and I put the gamma either all the way up or in about 85. I'll just put it to 85 and I'll put it at 100 for now. I put the classic textures with a few other texture packs on my own, including this custom made one by me, a C418 unused music pack that allows it to play music like Moog City and a few others. And if you press triangle, then you will see advanced options. We want to turn off VSync, turn the frame rate all the way up. The FOV, if you want it to be a little bit more like Legacy Edition, put it to about 64 to 67, but I go normal. If you want it to be more like Xbox 360 Edition, then change the render distance and simulation distance to 10 chunks. If you want it to be more like Xbox One or PS4, then change this to 18 and this to around 12. Or if you want, you can go 18 with both. For this video, I'm going to go with 12 on each, like the default Minecraft settings. Biome blend, I would suggest putting on 3x3 if you want the true Legacy experience. Terrain fog, start and end, you don't really have to do anything here, but if you want, you can check the Legacy Edition Discord, which will show you some of the things you can do to make the fog and render distance look more like Legacy Edition. Particles, keep that on all. Bitmap levels, you can change that to whatever you want, but I would actually suggest keep it on nearest bitmap scaling for an extra Legacy experience. We're going to head over to user interface where you will see all of these. I personally want to keep this down to like 20 to 30, so that way you can actually see like maps and stuff. Interface distance doesn't matter, but if you want more like Java Edition, then turn it all the way down. But I like it personally more like Legacy Edition. Interface sensitivity, that's fine, doesn't really have to be changed, but I go 120. And GUI scale, it's best to keep it on 3 or auto. But if you want it to be like PS Vita, I guess you can go with that. Just make sure to turn the HUD size down to 1. But I'm keeping it on 3 for this video. Classic crafting is a very useful feature if you just want to use keyboard and mouse, but I'm not really into that. Other than that, there is not much, but you can change a few of the controls. I personally have sprint as the button that's usually used for toggle perspective. Toggle perspective goes to down, and there are a few others like pick block is up. Host options, it would actually depend. If you want it more like PS4 edition, then I would actually put it as the touchpad, but if you want it to be more like older versions, then you can put it on the share button. But me personally, I'm going to put on the touchpad. And the rest of this does not matter at all, except for the controller sensitivity. where I would put it at around 115. Mouse settings, I usually put it to around 70, 60, I'll put it 65. Keybinds, I'm not going to mess with all that because I am using a controller today. For the mods, I have Architecture, Bad Optimizations, Balm, don't know where that came from, Clumps, C2ME, that's a lot of extensions of it, Continuity, Cubes Without Borders, Fabric API, Fabric Language Kotlin, Fabric Loader, Factory API, Legacy4J, Minecraft, Nether Portal Fix, this isn't a mod by the way, Reese's Sodium Options, Sodium, Sodium Extra, never mind, that's it. Yeah, I keep this pack very simplistic. Languages is not, whoa. This is certainly interesting. I don't know why this is. Unicode font. This was used, if I'm not wrong, in the older, in like PS Vita. Oh, that's current, that's, I'm guessing, not changed yet. But if you want the Unicode font, it will actually make it look a little bit more like PS3, no, not PS3, PS Vita edition. But if you do just want to keep it like you usually remember it, then turn off Force Unicode font. Let me back up, please. Please. I would appreciate it if I could. Okay, thank you. I am actually going to keep this off. Yeah, I'll keep it off for now. But maybe I'll turn it on later and see what else it changes. I have created a world specifically for Twitch streaming. If you want, I can put the link down in the description. And if you want, drop a follow on YouTube and Twitch. Maybe you can see some of the new streams that I make. And to be testing these settings out, we are going to go into a tutorial world. I would suggest a lower one, but if you want something that is highly detailed, then I would go 46 to the latest. Although for this video, I'm going to go with title date 31. As you can see, I am getting some pretty good FPS. The specific FPS is around over 100. These settings are very similar to the Legacy editions. I have the brightness on moody just because I want more shadows, but I have the gamma on 100 just because it is more like how people used to do it. But again, it's personal preference. If you put it on 50, it'll look something like this if you have it on moody. If you have it on 100%, then it'll look somewhat closer to what Legacy Edition kind of looks like when you have it on the default settings. But if you want completely like that, then I would suggest going to about 60. Then it looks normal. But again, I'm gonna go with 100 gamma just because that's how I am. You also have the settings that I put on my controller, which helps with, like, for example, this obviously I know is top perspective. This I know is open chat. This is pick block, but I can't use it right now. And this, I actually forgot what I set this one to. Let me take a quick check. I actually did not set that. So you know what? I might as well set it to something. I'm going to go with Legacy4J settings, which shows a lot of different things. I actually have never seen this. This is interesting. This is really cool. It's like a quick settings tab. But I don't think I really... Oh, here it is. Yeah, I forgot about that. You can actually change your control type based on what controller you have or whatever you want. I usually just go with PS3 or PS4, but there are... Oh, Java Edition just doesn't work. Xbox 360 Edition, obviously, if you are an OG and you just really want to go back to those days.
Narrator, off.
I didn't really mean to do that. Monochrome logo doesn't really do too much because it's not there. High contrast doesn't matter. All of these don't really matter, although if you want it to be a little bit more like it, then I would change the glint speed maybe to like 65 and the glint strength all the way up. I don't know if you're hearing that, but there's a lot of noise where I am right now. You can change your audio settings. I'm not going to do that. Hover focus sound, show subtitles, which I don't do. Directional audio is clearly personal preference, but I would say it's pretty useful, but that really depends. It seems to make my game really laggy for some reason, so for that I'm just going to turn it off. Hey guys, gonna have to cut in with a small intermission here just to say that I actually looked over one setting. It's in the audio settings and it's actually one of my favorite ones. So if we go down here to audio, you should see music frequency. And trust me when I say this, it's either frequent or constant. Constant is one song after the other. Frequent is one song, maybe a 5-10 minute delay, and then another song, and it repeats. Default, just no. Just keep it in frequent on constant. Frequent or constant. Whichever one you want. Which is not default. Anyways, back to your scheduled programming. Watch the video for me, alright? And the gamma's all here. You can turn off smooth lighting, which makes it look more like beta-ish, but I don't like it. It's not recommended. Now, you can see that I have dug all the way down and hit bedrock. But where's the deep slate, you might be asking? Well, they didn't actually include that. Why? This is the tutorial world, and back then it did not have any deep slate at all. Because this was made closer to when... Really, I think when horses came out. But if you're wanting to actually make a world that is normal, like newer version, then you can just create a normal world and it will not affect any world generation or old features unless you want it to. Like for example, we just go all the way down here. Okay, actually a faster way would just be spectator mode, so I'm gonna just do that. As you can see, there are the bigger caves, the trial chambers, even more bigger caves, mine shafts, which are not really new, but it's below that level. And then there are the huge caves, which have the mine shafts that are not really supposed to be here. Like, if this was an older version, they wouldn't be like this out in the open, but that's what the newer version has, and now you know that it has newer features. There are a few things that maybe you don't want, like the older textures, which you can easily just change by going like this, going to PS4 edition, which has a few different things, like the normal texture but with a few changes. You can go to bare bones, or one that I created is faithful. Yeah, that was probably the reason why. Let me just put the legacy resources back in there. This doesn't really need to be there. Okay. seems like the new textures are working. So you can see the new textures as in like the new netherrack, new obsidian, unable to loot, oh, loot not generated yet? Okay. There we go. So you can see there are new swords, gold nuggets, a few other things. But then we can change to the PS4 edition textures, which are basically the exact same, but maybe with a few differences that you might not really notice. Although for some reason I've always thought of it like these are smoother for some reason, which I'm gonna be honest, this really fits Legacy Edition to a point where it seems like if they wanted to, they could just add it themselves. I mean, it really just fits with the atmosphere. Let me just go to creative. Yeah, that would be better. Whoa! 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 What is going on here? I've never seen a village generate like this. What is this? This is like just one part of the world got amplified. What? There are two villages next to each other, and both of them have somewhat crazy generation. Wow, this is just crazy. But yeah, I feel like Barebones really just fits in with these Legacy, like, you can see the hotbars Legacy, but the Barebones really fits. Kind of like it was supposed to be there. But yeah, that's basically it. I mean, aside from this huge mountain with a village on it, that's gonna be basically it. The plastic textures definitely work, but they don't have a font. Every other texture works perfectly with Legacy Edition, including the newer textures, even though you would still probably want to do the older ones. If you did like this video, please sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And maybe turn the notifications on, because I might be starting Twitch streaming soon, and I'm going to be posting every single time. I have the link down in my Twitch in the description. But other than that, I'm happy to be making this video. Maybe this video helped you as well. And I'm not sure if it'll fix lag or anything, but it'll definitely help you with that legacy feeling that you're trying to get. But other than that, I've got nothing. See y'all.